An anti-immigrant group in Norway left some pretty interesting comments on a photo that featured what appeared to be women sitting at a bus, okay? So this anti-immigrant group on Facebook is known as Fatherland First.
And that sounds great.
And they're known to be anti-immigrant. And look, they've had an increase of immigrants coming into their country, refugees coming into their country as a result of some of the unsettling things happening in the Middle East. So of course, naturally, you're gonna have some people who are not happy about that. These individuals represent that group. Now, someone decided to play a little bit of a prank and posted this picture onto the Facebook page. And if you just quickly glance at it, I think maybe you might be able to see a group of women sitting on a bus wearing burqas. I think if you look a half a second longer, you can just see that there's seats, right?
Oh, I just figured out there were seats. I thought they had put dummies in place.
No, they're just empty seats. And so someone who has access to the group decided to post the picture and said that, what do people think of this, And the response was expected, okay?
Of course.
One person writes, it looks really scary, should be banned. By the way, Norway is considering legislation that would ban headdresses like the burqa or niqab. You can never know who's under there, could be terrorists with weapons. Okay.
Well, now to be fair, it doesn't look like anybody's sitting in those empty seats, but that's why they could be ghosts. And ghosts could be friendly like you, the friendly host Casper.
Am I friendly now?
Okay, or it could be a malicious ghost. It could be a terrorist ghost.
You never know. You never know. So yeah, this prankster basically said, I laid out the photo to see what happened. He got the kind of response that he expected, and he said, I ended up having a good laugh.
So guys, here's the situation. I don't like burqas, but that's like my opinion, man. And when I see a woman in a burqa, I wish that she would get liberated, and that's. And I want to help free her. But I don't want to do that by hating her. You see how ironic that is? I want to do that by trying to get our message out more that there's honestly a culture that works better for women and for everyone involved. That being free is the better way to go. Now, I make that case against all the religions. So for evangelicals here in America, all the things, you can't do this and you can't do that, and there's people that are against porn. Just no, you do whatever you want, leave us alone. And by the way, if you're not watching porn, I'd like to liberate you too, okay? And you're needlessly oppressing yourselves with these ancient, ridiculous cultures that are way outdated. Now, but turning your fury against them makes no sense, right?
Yeah.
So, I
think turning your fury against them is it's basically a symptom of a common problem that I'm seeing, not just in Norway. So I'm not trying to criticize Norway. We have this problem in the US too, where people react to things that they find unusual or scary without just stopping to think about it for a second. So for instance, this photo, right? If people wanted to react to it right away, like, it looks scary. But just take a second to really process it. Take a second to really think about it. I think that's what I want to say. So look, I get it, okay? I totally understand that if you are living in a country where seeing women wearing burqas is unusual, it's gonna be super unsettling to all of a sudden notice that there are women wearing burqas all around you. You're not used to it. And so I don't wanna, I don't want to be too harsh against them, because I think any normal human being would feel the same way, but just give yourself a second to really process it and think about why it is you feel that way and why do you feel threatened, and is that person really a threat? And even outside of issues pertaining to refugees and Muslims. Look, I'm guilty of this too. Sometimes I react too quickly. Sometimes I need to stop and really think about it before I have a response or a reaction, and that's okay. It's okay if you hesitate and you think about it before reacting.
Yeah, and this prank is great because it does give you kind of a Rorschach test into your perceptions.
Right.
So people who don't see any problems saw empty seats. People who are afraid of Muslims saw burqas, and I saw dummies because I got triggered by the word right wing, and I thought it must be dummies. Okay, all right. No, in all seriousness, Look, it's not just about Muslims. Like for Muslims, I want to help them, and one of the great compliments I got at the end of one of the shows, live shows that we did, was a Muslim woman who came up to me and said that we gave her the courage to not follow the traditions that she felt were oppressing her, and she now feels free, and that feels amazing that we got that done. But I feel just as good when people who are evangelical come out and say, hey, you know what? I was gay, or I wasn't. I was just like, there's all these rules, and the rules don't make any sense, and I feel free now, right? And if you're a right-wing evangelical kid out there and you got all this propaganda in your head, no, sex is bad, porn is bad, take a load off. Well, maybe literally, okay? It's okay, but part of liberating people isn't hating them.
Right, exactly. One quick thing that I want to say in regard to women wearing burqas in like Western cultures. So look, I think it's interesting because you usually bring up the point that, hey, it oppresses them and you want to liberate them so they can finally take it off and wear what they really want to wear. But we get pushback when we make that comment from Muslim women who do live in free societies and they want to wear the burqa or the niqab or whatever headdress.
No, they don't.
Okay, but here's the thing. So I thought about it in my own context because a couple of years ago, there was this uber progressive guy who started getting on me because I like to wear heels. And he was just like, you totally bought into the patriarchy. Why are you wearing high heels? You shouldn't be wearing high heels. You're torturing yourself just so you can, appease the patriarchy, this and that. And I'm like, no, I actually really like wearing heels. Like, you guys never see my shoes. I have no reason to wear heels, but I wear heels often at work because they make me feel powerful. They make me feel, taller. They make me stand straighter, and I just like it. I like wearing feminine clothes. It makes me feel nice and beautiful, whatever it is. And so it was super insulting to me to have that guy tell me that I've been brainwashed by the patriarchy, when in reality, I'm doing something that I genuinely enjoy and it makes me feel good. And so I think there might be Muslim women out there that feel that way about, the way they dress. And I don't know, it's just, it's an uncomfortable issue because you don't know what they're thinking or what they're feeling.
Okay, so when you said, you guys don't see my shoes, 28% of the male audience went, why not? Okay, anyway, I want to talk more about this in a post game.
Okay.
Because I kind of disagree with what you just said. And I think it's a really interesting conversation, but a longer conversation. So let's do that in the post game, tytnetwork.com/join, and we'll take it up there, okay? Because I think that people get brainwashed into doing the things that they do, and they genuinely think they want to do it, but what does that mean? Is it actually genuine? That's the conversation we'll have in the post game after the show.